Why is this video being kept under wraps? Not because it's taboo or shameful, but because it rings true. The truth about how female psychology, desire, and the distribution of power in relationships really work. There's a reason she pulled away just when you were being especially attentive. There's a reason her interest faded just when you were ready to give it all. Why isn't this being discussed openly? There's a reason she chose another man. Even if you cared more, invested more, had more sincere intentions. The problem is, no one explained the rules of this game to you. Instead, you were convinced that if something went wrong, there was something wrong with you. You weren't good enough, strong enough, or masculine enough, but reality is much harsher. It's not that you're bad. You just played by the wrong rules. The main hidden principle. Once you understand what women really respond to and what they almost never say out loud, you'll stop blaming yourself and stop chasing. You'll start acting like a man who sees the whole picture. The first truth, which is not usually spoken about, kindness alone does not create attraction, and neediness destroys it. You were told to be convenient, to put her first, to make her the center of your life. But when a woman becomes your only world, respect disappears. It's important for her to feel significant, but not to be someone on whom you are completely dependent. Mistakes that men make, the energy of "I can't live without you" doesn't attract, it repels. A woman wants to be a part of your life, not a replacement for everything else. This is precisely why men who don't dissolve, but follow their own path and lead, evoke in her a natural desire to follow. The second mistake is even more painful. A woman can talk about love, but feel nothing inside, because it's not love that holds her back, but respect. When it disappears, words and intimacy become empty. She may remain close outwardly, but inside she's already gone because she stopped believing in your strength and direction. You notice this in detail. Her attention shifts to her phone, intimacy becomes less frequent, the coldness intensifies, but you convince yourself it's temporary, without realizing it. Respect fades quietly and gradually. And when it becomes obvious, it's almost impossible to get it back. How does this affect behavior? The third truth. Women sense your emotional dependence before you realize it. And at that moment, the attraction begins to fade. They may test you with phrases like, "Why didn't you call?" or, "Did you miss me?" You perceive this as interest and begin to give even more attention, time, yourself, and imperceptibly transform from an independent man into someone who lives by her reactions. From her point of view, this looks like a loss of core, and nothing destroys attraction more than the need to lead someone who should be your support. Practical application. Fourth. The truth. Women constantly test boundaries, often without even realizing it. If you allow them to be crossed, respect disappears. It all starts with small things, canceled plans, flirting with others, barbs directed at you. If you remain silent for the sake of peace, you show that you are not defending yourself or your principles. It is important not to be aggressive, but to calmly and firmly set boundaries. This demonstrates inner strength and self-respect. This is what creates a feeling of reliability around you. The fifth truth. A woman can continue to love you but lose desire if you lose self-respect. When you give up on goals, stop developing, lose discipline, she feels it, even if you remain silent. And over time, she sees you less and less as the man she fell in love with and more as a man who has given up. And the question arises inside, if he doesn't fight for himself, how will he fight for us? The bottom line and the main conclusion, in the end, women don't need a perfect or the richest man. They need a man who remains resilient under pressure, stays on course, chooses self-respect over approval, and doesn't lose yourself for the sake of a relationship. And that's precisely why such things aren't usually explained, because once you stop chasing and start living from your inner strength, the whole dynamic changes. You stop depending on others' reactions and become someone people truly want to follow.